Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first discussion under midterm. So today we will discuss the Freud stages of psychosexual development. So Freud is the most popular psychologist that studied the development of personality. Also, probably the most controversial one. His theory of psychosexual development includes 5 distinct stages. According to Freud, a person goes through the sequence of these 5 stages, and along the way there are needs to be met. Whether these needs are met or not determines whether the person will develop a healthy personality or not. The theory is quite interesting for many because Freud identified specific erogenous zones for each stages of development. And these are the specific pleasure areas that become focal points for the particular stage. The first stage is the oral stages. This is from birth to 18 months. Oral stage is the erogenous zone is the mouth. Again, oral stage is through the zone for this one is the mouth. During the oral stage, the child is focused on oral pleasure, which is sucking. Or yung tipong, kaya nga birth to 18 months because they just know how to intake or suck. Ano yung sinasak nila? Dede. Kung ano-ano mga bagay na nakukuha nila sa paligid, nilalagay nila sa bunganga nila. That is why, from birth to 18 months, it is the oral stages because ang nade-develop dito, according to Freud's personality, ng development is sucking under the oral stage. Okay. Too much or too little satisfaction can lead to an oral fixation or oral personality, which is shown in an increased focus on oral activities. This type of personality may be oral receptive, that is, have the stronger tendency to smoke, drink alcohol, overeat, or oral aggressive, that is, with tendency to bite his or her nails, or to use curse words or even gossip. So may mga advantage and disadvantage na tipong pag sa oral stages na yung bata masobrahan ng suck or nasusobrahan ng gamit ng mouth niya. There are two. Okay, there are two again. The oral receptive, yan na yung tendency na pag lumaki siya, naga-intake ng mga alcohols, liquors, naga-smoke. So, ang tawag doon is oral receptive or overeating. Kaya may mga tao tayo na sobrang taba, it is because of the overeating. Then, ang oral aggressive naman, that is biting their nails. And nagmumura or nagtipong binabakbite ang isang tao. So, whether we like it or not, ito ang dalawa na to, si oral receptive and oral aggressive, is the disadvantage of the oral stages na nasobrahan ang paggamit ng mouth. Okay, mouth, bibig. Alright, next is the anal stage. Okay, continue muna tayo sa oral stage. As a result, this person may become too dependent on others, easily fooled, and lack leadership. If the person has oral receptive or oral aggressive, madali lang daw siyang mauto ng ibang tao. Or, nakadepende lang siya sa iba. That is why madali lang silang mauto. And they are lack of leadership traits. Oh, how this is very interesting. On the other hand, they may also fight these tendencies. So these tendencies, yung pag-iinom, paninigarilyo, pagbabite sa nail, pag-curse, pagmumura, pag whatsoever, pwede naman um, mapaglaban or fight the tendencies and become pessimistic and aggressive in relating with people. So sabi nga, pag once inadapt mo sa sarili mo ang mga vices, mga bisyo, mga hindi dapat gawin, it is called mannerism na. Especially when you are biting your nails. It is called mannerism. At sabi dito sa study ni Freud, under the personality development, or the stages of psychosexual development, abnormalities ito because you as a person can be easily fooled by others at nakadepende lang kayo sa ibang tao. Next, anal stages. This is 18 months to 3 years. The child focus of pleasure in this stage is the anus. So, ang oral is mouth, ang anal is anus. From the word itself, anal, puwet, anus, lagusan. Bakit kaya? The child finds satisfaction in eliminating and retaining feces. So, ito na yung pagpupupo. Nagfo-focus sila dito sa pagpupupo. The child finds satisfaction in eliminating, retaining feces through society's expectation, particularly the parents. The child needs to work on toilet training. So, under this stage, the anal stage, dito nagpo-focus ang mga bata na pag-training sa bathroom. Paano sila pupupo sa bathroom? Paano nila kailangan ilabas yun? Okay? Dito na tinuturo. Let us remember that between 1 year and a half to 3 years old, the child's favorite word might be no. Okay, no. Ang alam lang nila, no. Therefore, a struggle might exist in the toilet training process when the child retains feces when asked to eliminate, or may choose to defecate when asked to hold feces for some reason. In terms of personality, fixation during this stage can result in being anal retentive. This is what we call, anal retentive is what we call obsession with cleanliness. So, obsessed siya sa malilinis na bagay. Gusto niya malinis lahat ng paligid niya, malinis yung kuko niya, malinis yung CR na gagamitin niya, and that is what we call anal retentive. And also, this anal retentive is cleanliness, perfection, and control. So, kailangan malinis, kailangan wala siya makitang alikabok, perfect ang pagka-display ng mga kung ano-ano mga bagay sa paligid niya, at nakokontrol niya ang mga tao na tipong, oy, linisan niyo to ha, or nakokontrol niya ang sarili niya in regards or in terms of the cleanliness and the orderly of one's things. Okay? Next is the anal expulsive, where the person become messy and disorganized. So, kabaliktaran nito ng anal retentive. Ito naman si expulsive, na anal expulsive. Ito naman yung mga burara. Walang pakialam, bala ka dyan. Basta ako nakaupo, basta ako naka-cellphone. Di bali nang magpupo ako sa maduming CR, basta pupupo ako. So, may mga ganong tao. Okay? May kabaliktaran ng lahat ng mga bagay. Next. Okay. Next is the phallic stages. This is ages 3 to 6. The pleasure or erogenous zone is the genitals. So, genitals, ari. Ari, during the preschool age, children become interested in what makes boys and girls different. Preschoolers will sometimes be seen fondling their genitals. Freud studies led him to believe that during his stage, boys develop unconscious sexual desire for their mothers. Boys then see their father as a rival for her mother's affection, and boys may be feared that their father will punish them for these feelings, thus the castration anxieties. So these feelings comprise or compromise what Freud called Oedipus complex. That is for boys. So the feeling of the boys, alam niyo yung feeling ng mga boys na under 3 to 6 years old, they are seeking attention sa kanilang mga mother. And then, yung mga nakikita nila na tipong magaling magluto yung nanay nila, magaling sa paglilinis, magaling sa lahat, na-amaze ang mga boys. And kaya hanggang ngayon, napapansin nyo, kung may mga jowa naman kayo dyan sa paligid-ligid, na hanggang ngayon, 18 years old na yung edad, pero mama's boy pa rin, they have subconscious or at the back of their minds, may mga feelings sila dyan sa nanay nila. When they are already reaching the phallic stage, that is 3 to 6. Okay? 3 to 6 ha? Meron silang parang nagugustuhan dyan sa nanay nila na tipong, ang tingin nila sa tatay nila kalaban. Na tipong gusto ko pag ako mag-asawa, kaya ko ni nanay. Hindi nila alam, at their back of their minds, merong sexual desire na namumuo doon. At hindi naman yun sinasadya ng bata. It is because may mga gusto siyang bagay. And that feeling is what we call Oedipus complex. This is in Greek mythology. Oedipus, tao, ito si Oedipus ha, kaya siya pinangalan ng Oedipus complex because in Greek mythology, Oedipus unintentionally killed his father and married his mother Jocasta. Pwede nyo yan siyang i-search, totoong kwento ito. Under the Greek mythology. Greek mythology ito kasi nga, may feeling siya sa nanay niya at nakikita niya na yung tatay niya ay threat and rival niya. Ibig sabihin ng rival, kalaban niya sa puso ng nanay niya. That is why Oedipus killed or unintentionally killed his father and married his mother. And that feeling is what we call Oedipus complex. That is for boys. So in psychoanalysts also believe that girls may also have similar experience. Hindi lang daw po ang boys ang may ganitong experience, meron din po ang mga babae or girls niyan. Developing unconscious sexual attraction towards their father. This is what is referred to as the Electra complex. That feeling for girls is Electra complex. Yung kagustuhan nila sa tatay nila na nadidevelop nila and they think that their mother also is their rival. Pero walang story ito sa under Greek. Wala namang story so far na nagpapatunay in regards. Ito lang tipong binigyan din ng diin ng ibang psychoanalyst na ang mga babae may ganong same feelings sa kagaya kay Oedipus na nagre-represent kay boys. Right? So, minsan may mga babae tayo, no, na tipong, have you ever observed yourself that during your adulthood or tipong, sige, let's talk about phallic stage na lang, 3 to 6. Did you ever realize na ang gusto kong lalaki kagaya ng tatay ko, masipag, malaga, hindi pinapagalitan yung mga anak, ganon. So, that is also developing, or one of the factor that you are developing desire for your father because parang nagsiset kayo ng standard sa sarili ninyo, no? Oo, nagsiset ng standard. And that is what we call Electra complex. That is for girls. Now, according to Freud, out of fear of castration and due to the strong competition of their father, boys eventually decide to identify with them rather than fight them. By identifying with their father, the boys develop masculine characteristics and identify themselves as male and repress their sexual feelings towards their mother. A fixation at this stage could result in sexual deviances, both overindulging and avoidance. Of course, as the process of the phallic, yung sabi ko kanina, yung Oedipus complex, yung na unintentional naman yung sexual desire for the mother, katagalan ng mga lalaki nakaka-realize yan na hindi ko pala dapat kalabanin si papa. Instead, parang hahanap ako ng kagaya kay mama. Na tipong nangyayari niyan na de-develop yung pagiging lalaki niya, pagiging masculine. Na ako, hindi ko inaway yung tatay ko. Instead, hahanap ako ng kagaya ng nanay ko. At unti-unting, by that, unti-unti niyang nawawala yung desire niya sa nanay niya at na-avoid niya na yung ganong feelings for her mother. Okay, next is the latency stages. This is ages 6 to puberty. It's during this stage that sexual urges remain repressed. The children focus on the acquisition of physical and academic skills. Boys usually relate more with boys and girls with girls during this stage. So dito sa latency stage, yung mga gusto nilang itutropa, okay? So of course, ang boys will be boys. Hindi naman sa pwedeng tromo pa ng mga babae, malamang bakla yun o na-develop na yung senses nila na tipong hindi ako boy. Boy ako pero may pusong babae ako. Of course, may mga ganong development. But on the latency stage, ang boys ay dapat makipaghalubilo sa boys. And ang girls ay dapat makipaghalubilo sa girls. Especially way back then, sa mga sinaunang panahon, hindi pwedeng maging barkada ang lalaki sa babae. Why? Kasi pag once ang babae at ang lalaki ang magkaibigan at nag-holding hands, ibig sabihin magpapakasal na yun sila kagad. Pag once ang lalaki hawakan niya yung babae, ang kamay niya, ibig sabihin sinira niya na yung puri ng babae at kailangan niya yung pakasalan. Ganon ang mga sinaunang o traditional way of getting married. Na tipong mahaplos mo lang yung kutis ng isang babae ay nagkasala ka na kaagad sa babae at kailangan mo yung panagutan. Ngayon, sa panahon ngayon, kahit pa magkaibigan kayo ng kapwa ng babae at lalaki, magkaibigan, nalasing, kung ano nangyari, magkaibigan pa rin. Okay? Hindi na yung tipong nagalaw mo na lahat-lahat o kung ano mo na lahat-lahat yung babae, wala ka pa rin paninindigan. That is why, yung mga traditional way of panliligaw, yung mga traditional way of getting married, ay yun yung tipong nagpapakita ng mas may respeto talaga at dapat pagdiinan ng respeto para sa mga babae. Okay, nagigets po? But I am not saying it lahat ng youth ngayon. I am talking here in general form. So malayong-malayo ang agwat, no? Malayong-malayo ang agwat natin. The modern and the traditional one on how to mingle with others. Okay, next. The last one is the genital stages. This is puberty onwards. The fifth stage of psychosexual development begins at the start of puberty, when sexual urges are once again awakened. In the earlier stage, adolescents focus their sexual urges towards the opposite sex peers, with the pleasure centered on the genitals. So, of course, when we talk about genital, it is, we are now driving our sexual desire. So, whether we like it or not, bastos man sa pandinig natin, whether you like it or not, na tipong darating sa punto na magtungtong kayo sa genital stage. And that is puberty onwards. Kaya nga, these days, kung napapansin ninyo, or hindi naman these days, kahit nung sinauna pa, maraming nabubuntis na mga teenage. Why? Because dyan nag-start yung urges on sexual desire o tipong yung urges nila to have sex with the opposite partners or the opposite peers. And then, when they already engage that stage, hindi na po mapipigilan yan. Okay? Hindi po masama, again, hindi po masama na mag-talk about tayo in regards sa sexual, pero ang masama doon is yung tipong gagawin natin or execute natin. Okay? We are talking about here the genital stages. Of course, it is the stage of the sexual urges towards the opposite sex peers. Okay? As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you just entering the genital stage, the puberty stage. Please guys, pigilan po muna natin. Pag humalik si lalaki, pigilan. Pag ang babae naman ang gusto, pigilan. Why? Bakit? Aral muna. Kasi ang genital stage, hindi naman dyan natatapos ang lahat kung sa puberty hindi mo na-enjoy. Of course, you have to enjoy it by faith and together with your parents or families. Okay? Hindi po nakasalalay ang pagiging tao ninyo kung nakatikim kayo or hindi. Tandaan po natin palagi, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nasa huli palagi ang pagsisisi. At hindi po palagi rason na tipong tao lang po ako ma'am nakakaramdam. Yes, tao ka. And you have a brain, ang utak mo nasa taas, to think what is right or what is wrong, or to think what's not and what it is. Of course, alam mong mali kasi it is outside marriage. At the same time, pwede ka pang makakuha ng sakit. Right? Hindi naman din po worst na mabuntis kayo or makabuntis kayo. Ang worst doon, hindi mo inaccept, pinabayaan mo o pinalaglag mo, or pinabayaan mo silang yung nabuntis mo. That is the worst case. So, if ever any of you engage in early na nag-enter ng sex or nandun na sa point na nagsisex together with other sexual peers or other friends, please, tigilan nyo na yan. Kung makalat kayo ng sakit, pangalawa, mag-aral muna kayo ng mabuti, pangatlo na sa huli ang pagsisisi. Alright? Alright, so guys, I hope you learned something from me today. I hope you stay safe and stay well, everyone. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye. Next, we will talk about the Freud's personality components. So we will tackle that one on our next discussion. Stay well and stay tuned, everyone. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.